Matt and Nicole, have either of you been on the financial side of arranging a funeral before?
Mm-mm.
Have you witnessed any friends or family go through it?
Yeah, my friend's dad.
Do you remember how much it was?
I think it was like 20 grand.
Yeah, they're expensive. Do you remember how they all paid for it? Did he have something set up?
I think it was like GoFundMe.
Right, we see that a lot. Funerals on average cost about 14,000. What most families don't realize is life insurance isn't handling the cost of funerals the way they used to. They used to have to pay on a policy within 24 days, but they can now hold on to the policy for up to 60 days. Do you know why they do that?
Interest?
Yes, they gain millions and millions of dollars in interest. That's why so many families are burdened with out-of-pocket expenses. Another thing that's going on is there's two groups going around buying up all the funeral homes and cemeteries in the U.S. One's out of Texas called SCI, and the other's out of Canada called the Alderwood Group. Their goal is to become the Walmart of the funeral industry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only mentioning this because their company policy is they expect 50% of all funeral costs up front. Now, I don't know your current financial situation, but most families I sit down with don't have an extra $7,000 laying around. And if the ones that do, they don't want to spend it because they know all the bills that are coming in afterwards. That's why we come up with this. This is the Freedom of Choice certificate. So if Nicole, if something were to happen to Matt, God forbid, he was taken away, could be cancer, disease, could be tomorrow, could be 60 days from now. What you're going to do is take this to any funeral home in the United States and they'll accept it. In fact, they love it because they're backed by big, powerful unions like yours.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you wanted that traditional funeral that you spoke of earlier with the casket, flowers, gravesite.
Mm-hmm.
It was 15,000, right?
Yep.
You're going to flip this over, Nicole. You're going to write 15,000 here. Fill in the arrangements. Sign as the beneficiary. Everything's taken care of. There's zero out-of-pocket costs. As long as you, Nicole, keep Matt's funeral under 37,000, and Matt, you keep Nicole's funeral under 37,000. Those are two very important numbers. When you walk out of the funeral home, the funeral director is going to call this number right here,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to ask us two questions. One, are they enrolled in the program? Which after tonight you will be, so that won't be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And two, they're going to ask us how much money do they have to work with.
Mm-hmm.
If I told them you had 37,000, how much do you think your funeral is going to magically cost?
Shoot, probably 37,000.
Right, probably 37,999. They want to make a profit, right?
Yeah.
So what we do is we never reveal that number, and we ask that you never reveal that number. Instead, you're just going to write that 15,000. We'll cut them the check for the 15,000, and then we write a check to you guys for the remainder.
Wow.
It's the cleanest, easiest, most compassionate way to deal with something that's going to happen to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a pre-arranged funeral. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, I think so.
It's where you pay into this is the same exact way, except this is permanent and portable. Pre-arrangements can be very expensive too. They're up to $100 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're only as good as what you pay into it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a blank check. The only company that has a blank check. So does this make sense how important this is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, why is this so important for you to have?
Well, shoot, if I die tomorrow, it's going to make sure my family, doesn't have to pay for my funeral.
Exactly.
Peace of
Nicole,
mind.
why is this so important to you?
Well, exactly. He's the breadwinner here, so I want to make sure that he, if something happens, I'm going to be able to pay for his funeral and still have something left over for me and the kids.
Right. That's what I hear a lot. All right, perfect.